Shalom, Israel. It's the Isupk coming out of 1 West under Commanding General Yohana. We are not affiliated with any other groups, period, man. I'm Officer Kanunya. Finna teach a little bit about the history of the Bible and also a little bit about just bad and unclean spirits that you have either on you or around you. You know what I'm saying? Because nowadays spirits can get on anyone. Not nowadays, but always since the beginning of time, unclean spirits can get onto anyone, whether it be your kids, whether it be your friends, whether it be your so-called friends who say they're your friends, but they give you bad advice all the time. They maybe try to feed you advice when, say, you in a relationship, you may try to get advice from like a single person or something, and they tell you all type of wrong advice that they don't have advice to give a married person because they're single themselves. And I'm sure like most of the women say it's by choice, but let's be real. Nobody can stay in a relationship with you because you is the bad one. You know what I'm saying? And Salaki for saying, you know what I'm saying, that rubbed off from me. From my brother Kalal. Salaki. He around there talking about, you know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. So it rubbed off on me a little bit. So I want to start off by a little bit of history on what's going on today as far as the immigration that's happening. It's like it's a great immigration that's happening today. It's the borders are open at this time. Y'all President Joe Biden, he done let borders open in the air, all kind of heathens coming in. Like right now, they play a numbers game with it. It's they say it's only 10,000 coming in, but as we know, and as the blogs and things that I'm looking at, it's way more. They downplay it. You know what I'm saying? There it go again. You know what I'm saying? So like, yeah. So they downplay it. They letting all kind of heathens in, whether it be Somalians, whether it be Ukrainians, whether it be, you know, Africans. You know what I'm saying? And then when they say black, they lump us all in one when we know that we not Africans. We a whole different separate bloodline than Africans. This has been going on throughout time. I call it the great replacement because I probably said this before, but at the slave I'm at now is really filling up with Somalians. Like we get a new Somalian every day. We get new. I can't tell the difference between a Somalian and an African. They one and the same to me. Like it's filling up. They coming in by the twos and threes. They not just getting in. And then off top, to make matters worse, they don't really even speak English. So I'm wondering how did they get through that interview without even speaking English, without even, you know what I mean? Today earlier, one of the Somalians came up to me. I'm at my machine. One of the Somalians came up to me. She just held a piece up like. And I'm looking at it like, I don't know what you want. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't communicate what was wrong. So I just did this and said, the supervisor over there. And she walked off. But I couldn't really understand what she really wanted. You know what I'm saying? Because they don't really speak good English. So that's how I'm wondering how did they get into the job so fast, or how did they, you know what I'm saying, pass the interview in the first place, because they don't really speak English. Go ahead.
Okay, so let me do some input in there. Okay, I wonder how United States, is able, to allow, somebody else like from other continents like Europe, right, like Ukraine and Russians, when they get in war, you know, they came on massive people, thousands of people come over here, and they are very eager to take them over here. But when the Hispanics and the Caribbeans, okay, are coming to this land, they call us illegals. All right. and they are very easy to take some other ones from some other lands. When in the beginning, originally, we are the real owners of this land.
Exactly.
You see what I'm talking about? You know how
Mm-hmm.
evil this government is. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and how they call you the black peoples in America. They call you African American.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, you don't have nothing to do with the African. They are Hamite.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Eh, that's what I want to say.
All right, that was a great point. They've been doing this throughout time. Like one, like I said earlier, I call it the great replacement. That's how they did to the native people when they captured us and brought us over here on the boats. They tried to have us replace the Indians. You know what I'm saying? We doing all the labor for work because once they kill, so I think like 100 million native Indians or whatever that. How many?
No, it was like 70.
70 million Indians. You know what I'm saying? We around that time we was coming in by the shiploads over here. They was trying to replace them with us, but they didn't know that we know that we the same people, which is the 12 tribes, which is the Israelites that the Bible speak of. Then they did it again. When that first movie of Coming to America, they were showing Africans how to migrate over here. That movie Coming to America, that's so subliminal because they were showing what Africans, they were showing Africans a way to just come to America and how they want to live. If you notice in that movie, he left a woman that was groomed to be his wife, groomed to treat a king how a king's supposed to be treated. But what did he do? He came over and got a American black woman that didn't want to do that didn't want to follow his rule. You know what I'm saying? But in the land, the wife that they had chose for him was about him, about everything. Whatever he like she, whatever he liked she liked. That's what she always would say. You know what I'm saying? And that's the wife that you want. But he chose to come to America, hence coming to America, and get a woman who doesn't she doesn't take no order from him. She's way out of order. She just does what she wants. And then that was a migration of, I think it came out in the 80s or something like that. Maybe 90s. Late 80s and maybe 90s. And then they came out with another one called Coming to America 2. That was a few years ago, which when there was a border crisis, showing Africans again how to come over here and try to blend in with our culture, even though we know as Israelites we are not African. But they trying to replace us with Africans and just lump us all in one by calling us black, which is not. Black is the color. If we was black, everybody would be the same color as this banner behind me. This banner behind me, everybody would be this color, but that's not the case. Because we know black is just a color, and that's how they try to lump all dark people into being one people by just calling everybody black. But we know as Israelites in the school of UPK, we know the Africans is Hamites and so-called African Americans, which is the blacks. We are the children of Israel. Salaki, we are a chosen race, which is Judah. So we know we two separate people. You know what I'm saying? And I want to start off by going to Luke chapter 21 and 20, because it's time to wake up. America is being destroyed as we know it. You know what I'm saying? It's very if you I don't want to say if you're smart, because if you in the school of UBK, you know you can see what's going on. You see the signs and the times that it is. You see that the government is warring with the government. You seeing that all the borders are open. They just letting anybody come in and we don't even know if these people are killers, drug dealers. They just coming right in, getting the best jobs. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying, you know what I'm saying? They coming in, getting the best jobs, getting the best health care. They getting just the best of anything, where we, people that was here and stolen from a land and brung here, we get the bare minimum. We getting our rent raised. We getting our jobs taken away. We getting, to just the bottom end of everything, even though we've been here the longest. And I don't want to say the longest, but we a stolen people. We've been stolen from our land, sold to the enemy. You know what I'm saying? I keep saying, you know what I'm saying? Tabakana, I can't get it out.
First, I'd like to say something. Okay, the Hispanic peoples. We have been over here in the so-called American continent for the longest.
Yeah.
We are the real native peoples of this land, right? And when the Europeans came over and took over this land, they put us under
Oh, what is it? Spanish?
the Spaniards. Yeah.
Spaniards. Spaniards.
They put us on slave, right? And they start taking over little by little this land, and it was matters of like 100 years later, the Africans and the Arabs, they captured blacks, the so-called blacks, okay, in Africa, because you used to dwell in Africa, in the East Coast, and there was in cahoots, three peoples, three nations together, the Africans, the Arabs, and the whites. The Africans and the Arabs, they captured you and sold you to the white men, and the white men brought you to America in the so-called transatlantic voyage. And in that in that action, they threw 100 million so-called blacks into the Atlantic Ocean. Okay,
Kill them on the way over.
Yeah, but see what happened. You didn't come over here because you wanted to. They brought you over here by force.
Exactly.
So now, no, this is not something that you want to do, but it just happens. They did it. Okay, but now sometimes the white man call you over here. Why don't you go back to Africa? Africa is not your homeland.
Exactly. And plus, we didn't bring ourselves here.
Exactly.
Why don't you make a boat? Make a couple ships like y'all started off. Make them ships, and say that they sell them to Africa. See how many people get on them ships and leave. Because we can't just leave. Y'all stole us and brought us here. Why don't y'all make those same ships and then tell us to go back? Like, see how empty this place would be. See how stale this place would be. Because as the tribes of Israel, we the salt of the earth. Everybody wants to be like us. The way we dress, to the gold, to the silver, to the dancing, to rap music, basketball, sports, anything that we do, and we try to keep it our own. The so-called white man come take it and remix it, and now it's somehow his now, that's why the white man is the devil that the Bible speak of, because we as Israelites, we are a peaceful people. The so-called white man, he is for destruction and pillaging and just trying to kill anything he see. You ever seen a movie where of course it's a white man, you go in his office, he got all kind of heads of all kind of
lines,
animals on his wall? That's because he is a masterful killer. Wherever he goes, he do not leave. He got army bases in China. He got army bases in, you know what I'm saying? Everywhere. Any place that you could think of, it's a so-called white man's army base that's based there. And then even over here, they got places we can't go, which is Area 51. A normal civilian can't just walk up to Area 51. Why is that? They hiding something under there. The Vatican, places like these, we can't just go over there, but this is supposed to be the land of the free. I'll tell you what the land of the free means. The land of the free means you can act like a jackass for free over here all day and night. You can be on the cell phone all night, be on the internet all night, go up, you know what I'm saying? I know it was recently we had a lot of words that we were told not to use, so I'm trying to find the words where I can say where this video can actually go up. So basically you free to act a fool over here. You free to, you know what I'm saying, do any alternative lifestyle that you want, which is against the Bible. You know what I'm saying. You free to just any wicked thing. You free to do it. That's what the land of the free means. And we as Israelites, we trying to get up out of here, man. Go back to our homeland and just live righteous as the Bible instructed us. You got that, Luke, for me? Because I want to just get this out the way real quick.
You say 21, 22?
Chapter 21 and verse 20.
20. Okay. Book of Luke 21 and verse 20. And when ye shall see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know the desolation thereof is night.
Stop right there. See, it says desolation is nigh, meaning destruction is near. Christ is nearer than ever to coming back, because I know the Bible tells us that he does not like the wickedness that's going on, whether it be alternative lifestyles, women having abortions, men sleeping with other men's wives, and you know what I'm saying? I can't stop saying that. Men sleeping with other men's wives, women just doing any and old thing, not having order, kids not having order. It's just something that if I'm mad at it, then I know Christ himself is mad at that. And it said desolation is nigh, meaning this place is going down, man. This place does not deserve to stand no longer, because it's built on blood. It's built on the bloodshed of the Israelites. Keep going.
21. Then let them which are in Judea flee to the mountains, and let them which are in the midst of it depart out, and let not them that are in the countries enter thereinto.
Right there, you good right there.
Yeah, that's 21.
Yeah, that's cool. So I mean, and once this stuff start going down, don't try to run to America, because America is going down. Once Christ comes back, he is gonna fix this whole the whole United States, whether it be to kill with the sword. You know, he coming back to use his sword on these heathens, man. Because I'm paraphrasing right now. The verse, it says, vengeance is mine. Vengeance is in the hand of the Lord. We don't have to, unless the Lord bestows power on us to go out there and do it, we don't have to go take matters into our own hands and go do it. Drop that and let me get Ezekiel 25 and 14, I believe. It says, I will lay my vengeance on Edom.
Ezekiel what?
25 and 14. Because I know a couple heathens that I would love to, Lord allow. I ain't gonna continue that, but y'all know what I mean. I would love to do that too, but I know if I'm not mistaken, this verse says he will lay his vengeance on Edom. If I'm not mistaken, you got that? Go ahead.
Book of Ezekiel 25 and verse what you say, huh?
15.
15.
No, 14. 14.
25, 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom.
See, the Bible just said he will lay his vengeance on Edom. So all we have to do is just hold our post. Stay content with following these statutes and commandments, and just hold our post, because once he comes back, he gonna give us instruction whether it be in his army, the army to cleanse the earth, or he gonna set us back in our own homeland and let us hopefully watch, because I would love to see that. I would love to see that if Lord allowed. It says he will lay his vengeance on Edom. So we don't have to take matters into our own hands. I know a lot of us blacks, Hispanics, and so-called Native Indians, I know a lot of us got a lot of weapons, a lot of, a lot of just a lot of tools and things to, put to take, like I said, to take matters into our own hands. But we can't do that because he said he will lay his vengeance on Edom. Edom meaning Edomites meaning the so-called white man. The so-called white man meaning the devil that the Bible speak of. Because only a devil will go everywhere and kill, not make peace, break peace treaties that he promised the native Indians of his land. He broke every one. He didn't keep one. I seen this picture where he had the so-called white man pose in front of a mountain of dead buffalo. Like who was killing that many buffalo at one time? Only a devil would do that, and devil just mean deceiver, liar, because everywhere he go, he led with the sword, and he killed with the sword. Go ahead.
Hey, Salakia, uh, did he didn't he did not only kill buffaloes by the millions, but just to remember one thing, the most important thing, he killed the North American Indians in order to possess their land. For that alone, for that reason alone. Same thing he did, with the Hispanics.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing we did in the transatlantic
slave trade. Yeah.
Okay, so his nature is a killer.
Mm-hmm. And I think, matter of fact, you could drop that. Let me go to Genesis. Let me see if I got it.
I know. I think it's very important.
It's some more.
All of this one.
It's some more.
No, it can't.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hands of my people Israel.
See, he gonna bestow great power on us to join his armies, the 144,000, man, to cleanse this place, man. This place needs to go down for what they did to the Israelites, man. That's something big, man, because they can't just get away with that. Something definitely got to happen for that, for touching the apple of the Lord's eye, man. Somebody has to pay for that, and we still paying for what we done. So why wouldn't the white man have to pay for what he's done? That's it. It just wouldn't be right. And the Lord said, "Can you read that again?"
Yeah. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. Let me keep on reading. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And they shall know my vengeance, says the Lord God.
See, vengeance is the Lord's God, man. He gonna bestow that power upon us. We gonna join him to cleanse this earth, man, with bloodshed and fire and brimstone. The first time he did it with a great flood. Now it has to be burned because this place is built on blood. They got buildings built over mass graveyards. They got parks and rivers over mass graveyards where they slaughtered the Indians and Native Americans over here, the so-called Hispanics as well. Even us, when we came over here, like people don't even know that they be swimming or even laying on cursed land. You swimming in a lake or river that was that was man-made by the so-called white man to cover up a mass graveyard, because he knows that he done killed massive Indians and Native Americans and Hispanics there. So he put a river. He made a river right there. Now everybody's just swimming and playing around like it's a great river. Really, it's a mass graveyard. And some of these skyscrapers is built on cursed land as well. You could drop that and give me Genesis 25 and
25?
Yeah, Genesis 25 and Genesis 25 and 24. We're gonna start there. Cause I want
Genesis 25.
Okay, hold on. Cause I want to show you that how Esau is he was made to be a hunter, a killer. So that's just his nature. You can read it now.
Book of Genesis 25 and 24. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb.
Okay, I believe this is
Genesis 25.
yeah, I believe this is Rebecca, right?
Yeah, kind of one
With
concept.
twins in her womb. Okay,
Concept.
go ahead.
Okay, 25. And the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. 26. And after that came his brother out, and his name, and his hand took hold on Esau's heel.
Stop right there. Why didn't it describe his brother? Because his brother looked like the people, the normal people that was around. Why did it describe Esau? Because Esau is not a white man. Despite what anybody tell you, Esau is a red man. You go down south, it'd be a red neck. You get them mad enough, they actually will turn red. Just like the cartoons where they get mad and steam goes to their head and it turn red. That's Esau right there for you. Keep going.
And his name was called Jacob. And Isaac was 80 years old when he birthed them. 27. And the boys grew up, and Esau was a cunning hunter.
Stop right there. See, Esau, so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speak of, a cunning hunter. What did we talk about earlier? Walking to Esau's office, seeing all kind of kill animals' heads, dead animals' heads. That's because everything Esau come across, whether it be a new species, whether they say they discover, he has to kill it. It's just in his blood. It says right there on verse 27, a cunning hunter. Do you have the Xenophon, the Bible definition book? I can look it up right now. The word cunning. Let's look up the word cunning, because that's very important. When it says cunning hunter, it's describing what kind of cunning, what kind of hunter he is, and it's cunning. So I'm gonna look up that definition real fast, because we got to get an understanding about who Esau is and what is his nature. Definition of cunning. I'm gonna read this real quick.
Like a trained hunter or something like that.
It says cunning, having or showing skill in achieving one's end by deceit or invasion.
Basically, it's
That's describing Esau all the way. Let me read that one more time. The definition of cunning: having or showing skill in achieving one's ends by deceit or invasion.
So basically, what it is a skill killer.
A skill killer.
That's what it is.
By deceit. What did they do to the Northern Indians? They deceived them and invaded. Can you read 27 if you could again,
okay. And the boys grew, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field.
A man of the field, where all the animals at, where all the wildlife at. Keep going.
And Jacob was a plain man, dwelling in tents.
Plain, man. Chill, lay back, coming up with different recipes to heal. You know what I'm saying? That was something that was good in the Lord's eye. You chilling out. You ain't trying to be a killer. Only if you want to, kill things that's lawful to eat. Not just going around killing this and killing that, seeing a new species. Ooh, I want to see if I can take it down. That's Esau's job. Is that it on that?
Kind of one concept.
The water. See, we just read how cunning a hunter that Esau is. a vain man because he just want to kill and invade. The definition of cunning is invasion, this
Skill.
deceit, or invasion, like doing something that takes skill to deceive or invade. And that's exactly what he did. He deceived the native Indians, broke all kind of peace treaties, gave them blankets of smallpox, man, to kill them off, just to invade the land and steal it. That's Esau for you. That's why we call him the devil, man. The devil means deceiver. He deceives.
I forgot in what chapter he says, that the devil deceived the whole world.
Mm.
See how he goes around lying,
Mm-hmm.
doing the same thing he did over here.
Mm-hmm.
To possess, because the devil came to kill, to rob, and destroy.
Mm-hmm.
See? He goes around the world, lying in order to possess, the natural resources of the whole entire land.
And take it for itself. He don't want to share at all. That's why, if you really look at the government, is fit the higher up. I'm not talking about no low level like governors. They'll let a governor be so called black. I'm talking about the real ones that run this place. It's mostly Esau. And people that of our kind that sold out to Esau, meaning they'd do anything for money, man. They'd corrupt their own people. They'll feed us bull, and then, as long as they get a piece to go feed their family, they'll do anything for money. And that's not the kind of people that we want in this truth, man. That's the kind of people we're gonna chase down and eradicate, because money shouldn't get you to sell out your people. No objects at all. No promise of riches or whatever that means. No type of thing should get you to sell out your brother. Your brother is your brother. You should treat him like you want to be treated, or treat him like he treats you, or even better. Because I kill for these brothers up in here, and I die about them as well. Like, it's real brotherhood that you should show your brother. And when I say your brother, I don't mean somebody like if you in a family and some heathen married into your family, that's still not your brother. I'm talking about the brother of the 12 tribes of Israel. We are brothers. Those is heathen nations, which is Africans, Asians, Chinese, Somalian, so-called white man, Arabs, Hindus. Those people they can just, to hell with them. We trying to build this over here with the 12 tribes of Israel, man. And we don't need nobody who try to invite them to the barbecues, who try to say we the same just because we growed up in the same hoods or whatever. That's a lie, man. That's a lie. Can I get Amos chapter 1, Amos chapter 3 and verse 1. Because most of your pastors, most of the people in the world who I'm talking to, they be like, this their favorite thing. Well, God created everything. God loved everybody, which is a lie. And they say God is coming. Yahushua, that's Hebrew. Then Jesus in the English. He's coming back to save everyone. And I'm thinking, how is he coming back to save everyone? The so-called white man don't need saving. The so-called Arab man don't need saving. He already got gas stations in your hoods, man. And he coming to he doesn't like, he hates your guts, man. He only like you because of the business that you bring. The Lord is not coming back to save everybody. You got that?
You say select what?
Amos chapter 3 and verse 1.
The book of Amos 3 and verse 1. Hear this word that the Lord hath spoken against you, O children of Israel.
Stop right there. O children of Israel. Meaning he is not talking to the whole world, man. He is not talking to all nations. He only talking to the children of Israel. If you can't understand that, then you might be a heathen yourself. I'm just gonna say it plain. If the Bible is saying what the Bible saying,
Say, hear the word, this word that the Lord has spoken against you, all children of Israel.
O children of Israel, blacks, so-called Native Americans, so-called Hispanics. Keep going.
Against the whole family which I threw up from the land of Egypt, saying, 2. You only have I known.
Stop right there. You only. This is not talking everybody on the earth. It said the children of Israel, you only. Keep going.
Of all the families of the earth.
Stop right there. He's saying you only have I known out of all the families on the earth. So we got the children of Israel over here. And we got the heathen, which I just mentioned. The so-called white man, the Arab, the African, the Hindu, Asian, Chinese. We are separate from these people, man. And it just said in the book of Amos, chapter 3 and verse 1, it said, hear this word that I spake unto you, children of Israel. Then verse 2 said, read verse 2 one more time.
Okay. You only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all of your iniquities.
The Lord said, you only have I known out of all the families on the earth. Remember, I mentioned Israel, the Israelites on this side, the heathens on this side. He don't even know these people. He knows the children of Israel only. So therefore, he's going to punish us because they free to do what they want to do. They free to celebrate these pagan holidays. We should care less about those things, man. We should care less about, you know what I'm saying, holidays, birthdays, what they do, eating pork and shrimp, all that heathenistic things, man. The so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of, made you think that that's cool. So you grew up celebrating these things, and your parents didn't know no better, so they just celebrated just because everybody else did. And what was their excuse for it? Oh, it's for the kids. Oh, we just doing this for the kids. You know, something for the kids to do. You can't find nothing else for the kids to do other than celebrate these wicked holidays, man. Don't you know somebody dies every holiday by groups? This ain't even just one or two people that's dying. It's groups of people. Memorial Day weekend, a lot of people get, what should I say, unalived, because I know we can't say certain words on here because YouTube, stuff like that, be tripping. So groups of people get unalived on these wicked holidays. That should tell you something right there, man, that these holidays they all about death. They was built on death. A lot of y'all don't know Valentine's Day started on death. Like, all these wicked holidays started through bloodshed, especially Thanksgiving, when they slaughtered all the Indians. Then the next day, what they call it, Black Friday, where they sold the tribe of Judah for as cheap as they can sell them. They killed the Indians, then sold the Judites for as cheap as they can sell them. That's why they call it Black Friday. Go ahead.
And the brothers, the North American Indians, they have become the celebration of Thanksgiving.
Mm-hmm.
We are celebrating, Thanksgiving on the memory of the manslaughter of the North American Indians. And then, when they brought you to America, they call it Black Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't that ridiculous, crazy, stupid, whatever you want to call it?
Selling for cheap as we can go. Back then, cheap. I don't even know what back then was cheap. Because I know the dollar has such inflation today, but I don't know what was cheap back then. But Black Friday, so-called, everything is sold for cheap. They have to clean their stores out to get more product in. But back then, Black Friday was the selling of this Negro, the so-called black. and Native American and Hispanics, selling them for cheap on Black Friday. Like these holidays are the wickedest thing the white man ever burrowed into your head, because you had not only you was celebrating this, the Christian church was celebrating this, teaching your grandma to celebrate it, teaching your mother to teach you to celebrate these things. Now your kids, I'm talking about people in the world, of course, because we don't do that up in here. We celebrate the high holy days, no holidays. Where was I getting at? The people outside of here, it's hard to break those generational curses, man.
Just
Go ahead.
let's make a difference between the hidden holidays and the Israel real holidays according to the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
You know, examples, hidden holidays or Christian holidays, you want to call it Christmas, Thanksgiving, Saint Valentine's, birthdays, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm.
We just celebrate, you know, the blowing of the trumpets.
Yep, on September 15th,
Kind of one concept.
High Holy Day. Another one we got coming up, the Day of Atonement on the 24th. Like these are high holy days, which you will never see in the mainstream media, because the mainstream media is ran by the devil, by multi-European devils, ran by. So what they plaster us, they show us in a bad light on them channels all the time, whether it be our men shooting up the neighborhood, or our women just dressing all whorish and acting all wild. Like it's no order in that, so that's what they plaster around. Then don't let your kid see it. Your kid gonna want to be that exact same thing. He's gonna want to listen to the same music. They gonna want to do some of the same things that they see on TV. That's why I'm so this Slocky. This is a sidebar of me. I'm against kids watching TV all day. I think it should, or being on their cell phone all day, because that's a grown up thing. As a kid, you're supposed to be, learning or writing, creating. It's more things to do with your time than as a kid just to just sit and watch something all day or sit and scroll on your phone all day. You should want to do like adventures. Go outside and into the world, get you some sun. You shouldn't be in front of a television. That's the reason why they call it television program. It's programming the kids, man. And the big thing is today that the kids get into today is YouTube. All these content creators, all these when you not present, that's when it really gets wicked. That's why you have to be on top of your children. You're supposed to know what they watch. Sit around them one day and see the things that they watch. Pop in on them. Don't let them be watching that TV all day, because then they grow older. They're gonna become complacent, lazy. I've seen it. I've experienced that very thing. Kids supposed to be active outside, learning. That's the stage right there. As a kid, you're supposed to get as much information as you can from, whether it be your parents, whether it be information outside, like at the park, just getting sun. Not sitting in front of a TV all day or being on the telephone all day. That's gonna make them lazy and not make them do it. But I got off track. Salakia. Can I get? Man, that really threw me off track. Can I get Man, that really did throw me off track, but I'm gonna get back on track. Can I get the book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and 9? The book of Proverbs, chapter 28 and 9, because a lot of this stuff falls on deaf ears. What I mean, deaf ears, they hear it and then it goes right out the other ear, like you never said nothing. They hear it, they look at you, they tell you, okay, I got it, but then it goes right out the other ear. You ask them the next day, you remember what I said yesterday? It falls on deaf ears, man. That's well, I say chapter 28, verse 9. You got that? Read that for me.
Book of Proverbs 28, verse 9. He that turneth away his ear
Stop.
from.
That meaning you telling somebody a law or a statute or a commandment. You telling them something. They listen to you about something that you tell them about. Then the next day or the next week, you see them doing the exact same thing you told them not to do. Read.
He that turneth away, his ear from hearing the law.
Him, he/she who hear it, but she turneth away. Like she's still gonna continue to do whatever. You know what I'm saying? She heard this, which is the truth in the law, but she turned it away from hearing the law and continue to go her own way. What's gonna happen? What happens?
Even his prayer shall be abomination.
Even his prayer should be abomination. So if somebody told you a law or a statute, that's a scripture that's in this Bible that's of the law, you heard them, they tell you clearly, you know what I'm saying? They told you you got it. You don't really got it. You just let it go out the other ear. Even your prayer is abomination. And a couple weeks back, we read the definition of abomination. It's something that caused disgust and hate with the Lord, man. So if you heard the law and you still continue in your wicked ways, your prayer is an abomination. So you basically praying for no reason. That's according to Proverbs chapter 28:9. It's in. I didn't make that up. That's in the scriptures, man. That's something that you can't make up. Once somebody try to correct you with righteous correction, good correction, and you don't listen to it, especially if it's a law that's in the Bible that they didn't make up, even your prayer is an abomination. Something that caused disgust and hatred with the Lord. So if I was you, I wouldn't want to be on the Lord's bad side. We got a glimpse. I don't want to say we got a glimpse because I wasn't physically there, but we seen what. Oh, I don't want to paraphrase. We seen what he did in Egypt. It's a land of just dryness, dry sand. The actual Egypt, not the bondage word, the actual land of Egypt. It's a land of great sands. Is just dead. You look, you know, you see. I don't know if it's true or not because I haven't been to Egypt. Have you ever been to Egypt?
No.
I was about to speak on mirages and things like that, but that's probably a folklore or something that they showed us on TV. Go ahead.
But this book of 28 and 9, seems to be like this. I'll say a prophecy, for the Catholic. I mean, for the Christian church in general. Mm-hmm. Pastors say, "Come as you are." The Bible doesn't say that, but Sundays are full of sinners. Mm-hmm. Sinning away, and the Lord has said already, He is not going to be in churches made by man's hand. Mm-hmm. And say, neither I will listen to your prayers. That's basically what this book is about. Mm-hmm. Say, what is the reason to be in a Christian church over there on Sunday, singing, crying,
exactly,
and getting the Holy Ghost according to them?
Right, doing that hubba stuff.
and the Lord is not there.
Not there. Because what happened is they'll stop for that one day. And then the next day, go back to smoking, go back to, eating pork or whatever. That's their favorite thing in the Christian church. Pray over this pork. Pray over this shrimp, lobster.
Yeah. Pray over it and they'll be clean.
According to, but it don't say that in here. See, the Christian pastor is all about money, and he'll play on your feelings, he'll make you, it's a feel good place. You go in there, scream and shout, they hit the drums, they play the piano, get you right in your feelings, and then what do you say? pass that plate around. We gonna pass this other plate over here. And the next thing you know, you gave them about $50 for one day.
Just give me your 10%.
Meanwhile, you got alternative lifestyle people in the choir. You just can't make this stuff up. You got just a bunch of unclean spirits in there. And it said, he that turneth his way from hearing the law. Somebody's trying to help you become a better you. And you turn your head away and say you're going to do your own thing. Even your prayer is an abomination unto the Lord. That's what Proverbs chapter 28:9 said. I didn't say that. Can you drop that and give me Deuteronomy 28:37. Deuteronomy 2. Wait, Salakia. We can get Proverbs again. 25:9. Salakia for having you go to Deuteronomy. That's something that I want to go to next. 25:9. But Deuteronomy is something that I want to go to next. But Proverbs chapter 25:9. Because I'm not here to just tell you something and not elaborate on whatever I tell you. I'm here to help you get a understanding or an overstanding of something when it comes to these scriptures. I'm not here to tell you my own thoughts. I might tell you a little story, or I might tell you an experience that I've had. But once it comes to the laws, the statutes and commandments, the scriptures, I'm reading straight from the scriptures. I'm not coming with my own bias, and I'm not twisting nothing. I'm not trying to. The truth hurts, and that's what we do up in here. We hurt your feelings with the truth. As long as you know the truth, we ain't finna play on your feelings by telling you lies and what you want to hear. No, we're here to tell you the truth, and the truth hurts, man. You got that for me?
Book of Proverbs, verse 25, chapter 9 and verse 9.
No, 25 in chapter 9. Chapter 25 and verse 9. Salaki.
Come on, that's what I mean. Verse 25 and 9. Debate thy case with thy neighbor, with the neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another.
I mean, and debate thy cause, man, with your neighbor. Don't leave no secrets out there. If you got some information, debate that. That's what I'm trying to. That's what I'm trying to get at with these scriptures. I want to. I don't want to say I want to debate. I want to show you the truth within these scriptures. I want to tell you the truth within these scriptures. I'm not here to tell you a lie. I'm here to debate my cause and why you should come back to these statutes and commandments, Israel. This is only for Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel. No one else. We read that earlier. This is only for Israel. Read that one more time.
Chapter 9. Chapter 25, verse 9. Debate thy cause with thy neighbor himself, and discover not a secret to another.
Discover not a secret, man. Don't hold nothing back when you debating the cause with your brother. Don't hold no secrets in. Put it all on the table. Because if it's the truth, it can't be denied. And what the Christian pastor is telling you, the Muslim mosque, is not the truth, man. Farrakhan, if I'm not mistaken, Farrakhan even said the so-called blacks here is the Israelites that the Bible speak of. He's telling you that we the Israelites. You can drop that. And let me get Psalms 111 and 10. Because if you ain't debating thy cause, showing, not holding no secrets back, or just putting everything, the truth on the table, you can't go wrong. It goes wrong once you start putting your own philosophies in there. Once you start flipping and twisting the scriptures, unlike it's written, that's when it goes wrong. You got that? Psalms.
Book of Psalms, verse 111, chapter 111, verse 10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Stop right there. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Because if you fear the Lord, what you gonna do? You're gonna get in these scriptures and learn about the Lord. You're gonna get in these scriptures and follow the Levitical laws, all the laws. You're gonna get in these scriptures and study. You're gonna get in these scriptures and just become a wiser person. Because what? Read that again.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
Because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Once you start thinking about your life, once you start thinking about things you've done or haven't done, once you start thinking of the things that you actually do, whether it be smoking or drugs, cigarettes, eating unclean things, doing unclean things, you know what I'm saying? Once you start thinking about that and you like, dang, I did a lot of wickedness, and then you start thinking about what the Lord is going to do to you if you don't come back to these scriptures, then once you come back to these scriptures and start studying, that's the beginning of wisdom. That's when you become more mature. That's when you become less able to be influenced by whether it be a Christian pastor, a Buddhist priest, a Catholic church, somebody that don't even follow the Bible can influence you to do something, which tells you that they don't fear the Lord. They don't even believe in the Lord because they out here doing whatever. They out here smoking whatever. They out here eating whatever. They don't fear the Lord. But once you start fearing the Lord and studying this Bible, then you'll get an understanding or overstanding on what the Lord personality is, and when he comes back, what type of time he gonna be on. You don't want to be on the wrong end, on the wrong side once he come back, because Lord be with you. That's all I gotta say about that. Read that one more time because that's so powerful.
11:10. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
That's it on that, or it's more?
That's it. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom.
The beginning of wisdom, because you're going to stop doing all them wicked things. You're going to start thinking before you actually do certain actions. You're going to start thinking about you're going to start thinking about the consequences of what you're doing or what you have done or what you are going to do. You start thinking about how the Lord perceives you. Then what's going to happen? You're going to get in these scriptures. Hopefully you come to the UPK, get trained up, become a soldier, and start applying this to your life. Because if not, you're going to be confused. You're going to just be out here, like I was saying before, listening to any and everybody who don't even care about the Lord. Because if they did care about the Lord, they would be in here, which is the ISUPK. They would be in here. They would be not only in here, in this good book right here. They would be in here and in here. If you know what I'm saying. You could drop that and give me Matthew 10 and 34. Because this place got to go down, man, because it's built on bloodshed. It's built on the backs of so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Built on the backs. Like I seen this one meme before. It was all so-called black people bent down, like in a like almost a fetal position. The so-called white man had a chessboard on their back, playing chess on these people back. That's how America was built. They used the so-called Native Americans. They used the so-called Hispanics. They used the blacks to build this place. And now they're trying to replace us with even more heathens, like Africans and Somalians. These people is coming in by the millions, man. trying to replace you. Better get it together, Israel. You got that for
You
me?
see, 10 what?
Matthew chapter 10 and 34.
Okay, Book of Matthew, chapter 10, verse 34. Say, think not that I am come to send peace on earth.
Stop right there. He said, think not that he coming back to set peace on earth, man. He's not coming back with bubble gums and kisses, man. He coming back to set this place ablaze. Keep going.
I came, I came not to send peace, but a sword.
Say it. Read that one more time. The whole thing.
Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
He's coming with a sword, a flaming, fiery, bloody sword, because he's taking the heathen out, man. Who touched the apple of the Most High's eye, man. Who's touched the sacred people. Who we not looking for trouble, but we will defend ourselves. We is a peaceful people. And who came and disrupted that? The so-called white man, the so-called Arab. The Arab actually taught the white man how to put us in slavery, because the Arabs was the first people that have us in chains. The Africans taught the Arabs taught them. It's something like that, but they all heathens. They all had us. I think this is me saying what I think. I think the Arabs taught the white man, the so-called devil, the European, how to get us in chains, man. How to, strip us of our native tongue, do all that pillaging to us. And now he stepped back and put it all on the so-called white man. But we know that he's also a heathen. The Arab man, the African man, those are also heathens. And he's coming to what?
What you say? Okay, 34. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came out to not to send peace, but a sword.
He's coming to take them out for that. Like, and he gonna anoint us with the power to be right behind him, to help him cleanse this place, man. Because this place definitely needs cleansing. You had something you want to say?
Yeah. You was talking about the Arab peoples, something like that. They told the white man, how to enslave peoples. Yeah, pretty much so, you remember back in time, it was the Arab who sold Joseph to the Egyptians.
Yeah, that's actually depicted in a lot of movies too. The Arab sold that man to the Egyptians. Like he's the one who I don't want to say got it kicked off with the selling of us, but basically that's what it was. Go ahead.
But that's another thing, the Arabs are the one who actually helped the Africans to capture the so-called Negroes and sold it to the white man. So I'm just trying to
elaborate on
to make your point.
Yeah, that's definitely what happened. They all three of them worked together to get us over here, basically. That's how we know. We know that they heathens, because they show us to this day. Once we go in their gas stations, they'll follow us around. Let it be one. It's going to be one behind the counter, then one acting like they cleaning up. But every aisle you go in, they right behind you, acting like they dusting that off. I experienced this up in more recently too, maybe a few years, couple years ago. I'm in the sporting goods store. I don't know if I can say the word because it's sporting goods. So I'm in the store. I'm over here. I don't steal, man. That's the thing. I'm not a stealer, but I'm in the store. I have money, and I'm like an athlete. So I'm looking at these basketball shorts. I'm in the basketball section. I pick up a couple shorts, you know what I'm saying? Try to see how they look on me and stuff like that. A heathen come right over there. Like, now, mind you, this is a store that's out where the white folks live. So everything is neat. All of a sudden, I'll pick up the shorts. All of a sudden, a heathen come, picking up shorts, refolding them, and everywhere I go, he right behind me. He looking for. He asking me, "Do you need some help?" I'm like, I know this man ain't following me through the store. I'm a grown man, and I got somebody following me to see if I steal or not. That's how I know that they hate your guts and they don't trust you. So I can't see why, Israel, why are you trusting these people, man? They don't like you. I'm talking about the so-called white man, the so-called Arab man, the so-called African man. This happens in the African store as well. They follow you around. They keep a close eye on you. Even though you about to buy something from them, they still watching you. That should let you know right there. These people don't like me. These people can't even trust me while I'm in their store. They just want my business. They just want my money. So go shop with the black-owned people, man. Go shop with the Hispanic-owned stores, man. Go shop with the Native American stores. They're not gonna treat you like that up in there because we all brothers. You know what I'm saying? Can you read that one more time? I just got sidetracked a little bit. Salaki.
We say 10:34, right?
10:34.
All right. Think not that I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword.
And that's why this place got to go down, man. For little instances like that, because if you can't even trust me to come buy some stuff with you, how can I trust you for anything else? I never trusted them, but how can I trust you if you can't even trust me to come purchase something from your establishment? You follow me all around and stuff like that. That makes us very uncomfortable. You know. Drop that, and let me get second Exodus.
Second Esdras.
Yeah, second Exodus. Exodus.
Second Esdras was
Chapter 6 and verse 54. Because we talked about the Israelites, you know what I'm saying? We reread how he's coming only to the Israel, to the nation of Israel. Now we want to see what happens to these other nations, the nations that I named.
Second Esdras 6 and what?
Second Exodus 6 and 54.
Book of Second Esdras, chapter 6, verse 54. And after this, Adam also, whom thou madest Lord, and after this, Adam also, who thou madest Lord of all the creatures, of him comes we all.
Stop right there. Also, we come from Adam as well. All the creatures. Keep reading.
And the peoples also whom thou hast chosen.
The people come from Adam, like he said. Everything's from Adam. And also the people come from Adam, which he hath chosen. Go on to keep going.
Okay. 55. All this have I spoken before this, O Lord, because thou madest the world for our sakes.
Stop right there. See, he made the world for our sakes, the people who he have chosen. And who did he choose? What did we read earlier? The people of Israel. Them only have he known. Read, keep going.
56. As for the other people.
Stop right there. As for the other people, which I've mentioned countless times throughout this, the Arabs, the Africans, the white man, the Hindus, the Somalians, Asians, Chinese. Keep going. As for the other people,
which also came from Adam. Thou hast said that they are nothing.
Thou hast said that they are nothing. They can't. They is nothing. It's two nothings. They are nothing, and they are nothing like us. Keep going.
For be like unto a sparrow, and has likened the abundance of them unto a drop that felleth from the vessel.
Like they are nothing, but like unto spittle. Like that's what the other nations is like down there. Spittle. And then it says a drop of a bucket. Say you turned on some water and then you turn the water off. That last little drop, that drop, that's what these other nations are to the Lord, man. They is a small thing. They are nothing, and they are nothing like us, which we have been chosen for a special people, and they haven't been chosen. They are like spittle. They are nothing. That's what Second Exodus is trying to teach you, trying to teach us. So we can't be saying, we shouldn't be saying, what about the white man? What about the African man? What about the Asian man? They are like nothing according to the Bible, man. According to these scriptures. I didn't make that up. This was written hundreds of years ago. That been in there. I didn't just write this up. This is Second Exodus chapter 6 and verse 54. Well, which one was that?
54, where I am at 56.
Chapter 50, Second Exodus chapter 6 and 56 said this. Is it a little bit more on that?
I don't think so. Oh, okay. Let me see. Probably so, 57. And now, O Lord, behold, these heathen which have ever been reputed, as nothing, have begun to be lords over us, and so devour us.
See that we have broken the
The laws.
Yeah, see how we done broken the laws. He put these people over us. So once we come back to these laws and stop breaking them and keep them, we're going to be placed back in our rightful place, which is the rulers of the earth. It said we are chosen, but he put these heathen nations, which are nothing, which are a drop in the bucket, which are unto spittle. You know, when you on the ground, that's nothing. You don't care about that. There's nothing. There's spit on the ground. That's what these other nations are to us. But he, since way back in the day, our fathers, our forefathers, broken the laws back in the day. He put these people above us. That's why they got certain ownership in our neighborhoods, whether it be KFC, whether it be Checkers, whether it be the Chinese spot, whether it be, corner stores, gas stations, all these places that's in our hoods, they own them because he put them over us for breaking the laws way back then. So what we have to do is come back to these scriptures and commandments and start following them if we want to get out of here and be placed back in our rightful leadership role. That's what the Bible said. I didn't make I would never make nothing like that up. You know what I mean? I feel like I was long-winded this class, but I got sidetracked a little bit. But let me get, you can drop that. Let me get the book of, let me get the book of Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 7. Because if what's going on in the world, if it don't make us mad, I don't know what's going on.
You say 7?
Kind out of one kind. Chapter 7 and verse 7.
Okay. Book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7, verse 7. Surely oppression make a wise man mad.
If you're not mad right now, Israel, at everything that's going on, especially things that's trying to poison you, trying to poison your kids' mind, especially when it comes to these images on the TV, when it comes to things that they can see within their classes, whether it be to try to sway them to alternative lifestyles. If you're not mad at that, you are not wise. If you conform into that, that means you are leaving further and further away from what this Bible got to teach. What the Bible is speaking to your soul. It says, "Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad." All this stuff that we see is oppressing us. Where we live in that, it's oppressing us. Um, when we see certain things and we want that, like for example, when we see, I don't got no good examples. For example, when we see that the so-called white man is living better than us and we living in the barrios and the ghettos, that's oppressing. That's oppression. Oppression. That's We feel some kind of way because we want that. We should have that. But like I said back in Second Esdras, he put these people above us because of what we did way back then. So if we come back to these statutory commandments, we won't be oppressed. But right now, we should be mad at what's going on. They got they got people with alternative lifestyle. I don't know if you can say that. I'm not gonna push the line. Uh, they got people with alternative lifestyles reading to your children. They got people, men dressing up as women reading to your children. You know what I'm saying? That's something that maketh me mad. That's like another form of oppression. They got these teachers teaching alternative lifestyles. You know what I'm saying? Getting your kid mind all scrambled up when it should be men and women, and not, it's two genders. These teachers out here nowadays teaching that it's more than two genders. Just because a man feels some kind of way or a woman feels some kind of way, they think that they could just change their gender, which is a lie. Then once you, no, I ain't gonna say that either. Once you get into it with somebody in an alternative lifestyle, they try to say that it's a hate crime. No, this is a normal person that stirred up some trouble with me and I had to beat him down or something like that. Now it's a hate crime just because I beat this man who dressed like a woman up. That's considered a hate crime. But it wasn't a hate crime when y'all captured us and brung us here and made us work. That's not a hate crime. It's not a hate crime when you shooting innocent kids down in the street as police officers. Kids that's not even armed. These kids might weigh about 125. The average officer is like 190. 190. Plus he got all these things on his belt that doesn't cause death, like a taser gun. They got rubber bullet guns, all this pepper spray. Like, you couldn't use no pepper spray on a kid that's unarmed. You couldn't use no taser on no kid that's unarmed. You just had to shoot them in the streets, and that's not a hate crime. But if I put my hands on somebody of a man that's dressed like a woman, that's living an alternative lifestyle, that's a hate crime. That's right there. That's exactly why this place has to go down and go down in flames, man. Because that's oppression. You oppressing me. You playing these little semantic games with me. You killing our young people, but then when something go wrong with an alternative lifestyle person, that's a hate crime. That's confusion. It's already confusion. This man is dressing like a woman, or this woman thinks she a man. That's already confusion right there. But once we get into some kind of altercation, I beat him down. Now it's a hate crime. Like, this place as America has to go down, man. Because that right there making me mad. Oppression, that's oppressing me, man. That's suppressing me and oppressing me. They want our men to be feminine. They want our women to be masculine. They got women who just love to argue with their men. That's a masculine thing. Women should be submissive, quiet and submissive, but they got them turning into alternative lifestyles, acting like dudes, and they got the men acting like women. That's oppression, and that makes me mad because once I come around with some kids, you know, the alternative lifestyle people be wearing colorful things, and you know, kids are drawn to colors, so they looking at that, and it's I'll be mad that I'll be mad that the kids even have to see that kind of thing. Because me growing up, I barely seen that kind of thing. That was not a big issue until you know who got into office and made that a big thing, which is y'all favorite president, Obama, who is a Hamite. He is an African. He is not black. So read that one more time, Ecclesiastes 7:7.
Surely, oppression make a wise man mad.
Surely oppression make a wise man mad. If you not mad at this oppression you going through, you just basically go along to get along. You know, it affects everybody. Something that I do is going to affect my brother. Something that my brother do is going to affect me. You know, it's a full circle. So you have to just be able to shield. It's like a mental block. Shield that within your mind to not even, you know, not even think about that kind of stuff, because it's oppression. And once it make you mad, you're gonna have to you gonna want to put action to your anger. But once you like we read earlier, once you start fearing the Lord, getting back into these scriptures, then you will have wisdom. You wouldn't want to go just do anything. You will wait until, you know, until it's a self-defense situation. You know what I mean? That's all right. That's just and good. Self-defense, there's nothing wrong with self-defense. Long as you don't come trying to go on the offense against against a person. Once you don't go on the long as you don't go on the offense trying to harm somebody else. Once you do that, you taking vengeance into your own hands, which we read earlier. Vengeance is the Lord's. We read that earlier. And you only get to do it when he come down and appoint that power to you. You can't just go doing it on your own. Drop that. And let me get the book of Matthew. Because it's another mass. You got something to say?
Matthew, no. Matthew what?
Book of Matthew, chapter 5, and verse 17. No, Salakia, not that. The book of Exodus. Exodus.
Exodus?
Yeah, Exodus.
Okay.
Chapter 15 and 3. Because it's another misconception about the Lord that I want to set straight right now. He is not coming back with, like I said earlier, bubble gums and kisses for you. Can we say? I gotta give a cap to see what it can and can't say again, man. This is breaking my freedom of speech clause. But anyways, you got that. Go read.
Book of Exodus, chapter 15.
Oh, hold on. Before you read, Salaki. Yeah, the Lord is not coming back, man, with rainbows and goodie bags for everybody. This is the personality of Yahushua. Read.
The book of Exodus, chapter 15, verse 3. The Lord is a man of war.
Stop right there. The Lord is a man of war, meaning that's what he's on. He's on wartime. Once he come back, like we just read before, his people are oppressed, man. That he feel a certain way. So once he come back, it's not going to be pretty or nice, because the Lord is a man of war. He is coming to take heads off their shoulders, man. So you have to, the time is nigh to get back into these scriptures, man. I know for you people in the world, sometimes it's hard to stop certain things, but if you fear the Lord, you will stop these things with the quickness. Like I did, I was Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I used to smoke heavy. Once I started reading this Bible, getting into these things, I stopped like this. I never thought I would be able to stop like that. But once you start getting into these scriptures, seeing what you can and cannot do, see what this mean, what that mean, you gonna stop too. And that did wonders for my health. Like, it's a healthy thing to read these laws. It's healthy. It's life. It gives you life. And you don't want to smoke all your life, do you? That takes years off your life. That's putting you down in the hole even more. Especially cigarettes. And especially if you're smoking around them kids, man. That's a double badness. You ain't only kill. Dang, I don't even know if I can say it. You know what I should say? You not only unaliving yourself, you is unaliving your kids, man, and then you giving them breathing problems and things of that nature. So it's a double. You taking, and don't let you have two kids. It's 3 lives in the balance that you bringing down with that smoking stuff. So it said, the Lord is a man of war. The Lord is a man of war. He is not nothing to play with, nothing to get in and get out with. It's no gray areas. You either with this scriptures, without these. You either with this scriptures and down to do everything in here, or you over here. You can't do it some of the time and I'm gonna go over here and go over there. No, you have to be in here and all in, because your Lord is a man of war. This ain't he ain't got time to play with you. He give you a grace period. After that grace period, it's time for you to go down. Because how many warnings do you really need? Once you hear the same thing a couple times and you still don't do, we read that earlier. If these things go in one ear and go out the other, even your prayer is abomination. And if your prayer is abomination, you on the Lord's bad side. You hear me, Israel? So come back to these statutes and commandments and do these things. Read that from the top one more time.
Oh, God. I'm going to read the whole thing, all right?
Come.
The Lord is a man of war. The Lord is his name.
The Lord is a man of war, and the Lord is his name.
Basically, it's a signature when you say the Lord is his name.
Mm-hmm.
He says.
He
signed it.
We is not making these things up. This is in the book of
Ecclesiastes 15 and 3.
Exodus.
Exodus, yes.
Exodus 15 and 3.
Got it.
Cool, I remember that. So this is in the book of Exodus chapter 15 and verse 3. He is a man of war. And earlier than that, we read. What did we read? He that heareth the Lord, he that heareth the word, and it goes out of one ear and out the other. What was that? He that heareth my law. Damn, I forgot. We read that earlier though. He that heareth the law and it goes in one ear and out the other, even the prayer shall be abomination. Mm-hmm. Then we just read the Lord is a man of war. So if you lukewarm and you in the middle of, you're not hot nor cold, you in the middle. That's ain't no middle. It's either you over here or over there. I'm trying to find that scripture that says the lukewarm scripture. You can't be lukewarm. You have to be hot or cold. There you go. Let me get the book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 16. Because you have to pick a side, man. Desolation is nigh. You can't, if you in the middle, you just going to be forced to the heathen side. You know what I'm saying? So lock it. You're going to be forced to the heathen side. There's nothing that the Lord's people can do for you after that. Once you in the middle and you not sure of this and you not sure, you're just going to be pushed over here. Because once somebody tell you And that's even in the Bible. It's a lot of reiteration of things. So once you hear it more than once and you're still not doing what the book says, you're just going to be pushed and forced over here to the heathen side. You, lukewarm.
You say Revelation 3?
3:16.
Oh, 3:16. Come on. Okay, Book of Revelation 3:16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold or hot.
Stop right there. It says, because though thou is lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, continue on.
I will spit thee out of my mouth.
Read that one more time.
Okay. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spit thee out of my mouth.
Meaning he is not dealing with them lukewarm people. You either have to be cold or hot. Lukewarm, you will get spewed out of the Lord's mouth like lukewarm people. You know, I don't mean to make a joke of it, but that's what it's saying here. You have to be, you can't be in the middle. You either have to be left or right. Because them lukewarm people, read that one more time. 3:16.
3:16. So then, because thou art lukewarm and neither cold nor hot, I will spit thee out of my mouth.
There you have it. You have to pick a side, man. You can't just be in here and just be lukewarm. I kind of believe it. I don't believe really. I need more to believe. You will be spewed out of his mouth. You have to pick a side. Either you righteous or you unrighteous. Either you believe this stuff or you don't believe. You can't be in the middle thinking, I kind of believe, so I think I'm good. No. What side is you on? And that's the problem with a lot of my people that I run into. They say that I hear what y'all saying, you know what I'm saying, but I can't do that. Oh, that's lukewarm. I hear what y'all saying, but you know, I just gotta roll this weed up. That's lukewarm. I believe it, but I can't get off the pork, man. That stuff just too good. That's lukewarm. How you believe it, but you still doing things that's against it. That means you are in the middle, which is lukewarm, which the Lord said he will pee out of his mouth of you. And I hear that all the time. My people just don't. Sometimes my people just got the hardest of heads. Meaning you can't tell these people nothing. They stuck in their ways. I don't know how you can get stuck in a heathenistic way, because you should be able to look at just what's going on out here in the world. It's a lot of confusion. It's a lot of sexualizing kids. It's a lot of sex on TV. It's a lot of, you know what I'm saying, sex in the music. Like it's just a lot of corruption around. And if you don't have one of these priests or prophets in the UPK to teach you right from wrong, or to teach you just about the laws and the statutes, then you're gonna be lukewarm or you're gonna be out the door. You have to pick a side. And let me get this last scripture before I get out of here. The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 3. The book of 1 John, chapter 2 and verse 3. Because I hear a lot, like I always hear, even at my job, some it's always an old lady wherever you work at who just Jesus. She It's some old lady always at there talking about, yeah, I pray all the time. I know him. I know the Lord. The Lord is looking at me. You know what I'm saying? About the, it's always that one old lady you got who just a Jesus freak. You know what I'm saying? So she always says, well, I know him. I know the Lord. I know the Lord looking at me. He got his hands on what they favorite thing say. I'm saved. Go ahead.
I have a personal relationship with.
There you go. I got a personal relationship with my God. That's a lie, man. And let me tell you how. Read.
Okay, book of 1 John, chapter 2, verse 3. And hereby we do know that we know him.
Says we do know that we know him, like we were just saying. I got a personal relationship with the Lord. I know he got his hands on me, baby. That's what they say favorite thing to say. I'm saved. Saved and sanctified, sanctified. Keep going.
If we keep his commandments.
It says we know that we saved if we keep his commandments. And what's the number one thing that the Christian church love to eat? Pork sandwiches. They got pork chops. They eat chitlins. They eating bacon. They eating pig knuckle, pig tail. They eat the whole pig. Pulled pork. They eating pork. They just porking it up. A party full of pork in the basement of a church. It's nothing but wickedness in there. And they said we do know him if we keep the commandments. All of them. All the commandments. That's not keeping the commandments. That's eating pork and things. And then you got the men. They be having them hats on and stuff, reading out the Bible. That's against the Bible. Like women be having their head uncovered reading the Bible. Women be pastors. That's against the Bible. Like everything that they trying to plaster and show us is on the contrary to this Bible, because they once said, if you want to hide something from a so-called black man, so-called Hispanic man, so-called Native American man, put it in a book, because they will never read the book. But up in here in the ISUPK, we read this book. We study this book. We are scholars of this book. We are prophets of this book. We are the people of this book. So you can't hide no information from us in here. Read that one more time. Salaki.
And hereby we do know that we know him if we keep his commandments.
We do know him if we keep his commandments. If we keep the order if we keep the order, that's the Most High, Yahushua, man, woman, kids. If we keep that order, if we put the smoking down, if we just uplift our brother, it's a lot of things we can start doing to start keeping the commandments, because that's what the scriptures say. And if you fear the Lord, that's the beginning of wisdom. That's when the wheels in your head gonna start turning. That's when you're gonna start living more righteous. That's when you're gonna start trying to be a righteous person to your people. And with that, this is the ISUPK coming out of 1 West Harlem, New York, under Commanding General Yohana. And we are not affiliated with no other Israelite groups, period. I am Officer Kananya. Shalom, Israel.
Well done, bro. Well done. Oh.